Greetings, giants. Today we wail with the wannabe detectives of New York City and slide with the seamen of Antarctica. Only thing I'll say is, when you walk in the snow, you tend to get cold.
Costco sweaters.
I also love our matching Costco sweaters.
Thank you for buying our matching Costco sweaters.
You're welcome for buying our matching Costco sweaters. Hi, everyone.
Hello, I'm Kendra.
And I'm Blake.
And this is Ghosts of the Gazette, where old news brings on new voices.
Ever forgotten headlines come back to life.
Who was that? A guy from...
His name was Shmuel.
New York.
His name was Shmuel.
Shmuel from New York.
It was forgotten headlines. Don't forget about the forgotten headlines. Forget about them.
Forget about it. It is January 12th. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year, 2026.
Very exciting. It's basically 2030 already.
Yeah, I know. We're getting up there.
COVID was 6 years ago. Think about that.
That's insane.
Think about that. That's actually insane.
New Year, same podcast.
Costco sweaters.
Costco sweaters. New sweaters. New Year, sweaters. New sweaters. Same old podcast.
Yes, hell yeah. Today we are traveling to the year 1947 and we'll be talking about stories that take place in New York City.
As well as freezing cold Antarctica.
Burn. So chilly. We also have some hot off the press extras for you. I have a couple extra
doozies.
Extras. Yeah, couple doozies.
Just a little hint, little preview for people. Remember the name, Harold Apple.
Ah, cool name.
I'll
never
name.
Forget that name.
Yeah.
I'll forget it like 20 seconds.
Yeah, until we get to the extras and I'll be like, remember Harold Apple?
Mr. Apple.
He's not a mister yet. He's still a little boy. Anyway, we're getting to
little
those
baby apple.
extras. Little baby apple, tiny baby apple. All right, Kendra,
oh, so cute.
You're going to start us off today.
Yes. Okay, back at it, and we're coming on strong. I found my story reported on January 12th, of course, in a Portland, Oregon paper called The Sunday Oregonian.
Love it.
The headline, which I don't think gives away too much, just don't think about it too hard, I guess,
okay,
is Camera Gun Girl Goes Free.
Yeah. All right. I won't think about it too much.
Don't think about it too much. This one is crazy, though, and it takes us back to an event that happens on New Year's Eve, 1946, Dead Center, Manhattan, New York City.
New York City,
which
really are the most devious bastard.
I don't
New
think.
York City.
I don't think New York's or Times Square is Dead Center, New York City, but that's okay.
Never been to New York. Wouldn't know.
Aw, so sad. And you'll never go.
Never.
Around 9:45 a.m. in a New York subway station near Times Square, a shotgun blast goes off, striking a young woman named Olga Rocco, 28 years old, in her left thigh and seriously wounding her.
Ooh.
Blood is pouring out of this poor girl's leg.
Gosh.
Yeah. Another young woman stands near her. This is Pearl Lusk, only 19 years old, and she's holding a Christmas gift with a gun inside.
What?
She's dazed and confused as bystanders tell her that she had just shot someone. She says, "I thought it was just a camera."
How do you mistake a gun for a camera?
That's a great question. That's the question, actually.
I would like to dive into this now.
I'm going to go.
Please.
Police quickly got to the scene and carted Pearl off to the police station and charged her with felonious assault. They took away her sawed-off 12-gauge shotgun that was hidden inside a Christmas package and which was stuffed inside of 2 cheese boxes and a baked bean can, which is a crazy rig.
Yeah, that's a shitty rig, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. All while she was claiming the shooting was a big mistake.
Wow.
Olga Rocco was quickly taken to a hospital where she remained in very critical condition after losing a crazy amount of blood that was kind of all over this
shotgun, right?
subway platform. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. Pearl Lusk, who had recently graduated high school in Pennsylvania and had moved to New York only like a year ago, had been working at a department store as a sales clerk until recently when she got a new job. She told them that she had met a man not long ago in a subway car in Brooklyn named Alan LaRue.
Alan LaRue.
She said that since she was an aspiring detective, which I think we all are.
Same.
Sounds so sick. How do you get into detectiveness?
But she's working in a department store. She's an aspiring
She quit her
detective.
job.
Oh, okay.
To become a detective.
Oh, right.
As you should.
Yeah, I
think we all should.
I think we're going to 2026. Hello, New Year's
Big
resolutions,
year.
become detectives.
I love it. She said that since she was an aspiring detective, he had offered her to work for him as he himself was an insurance investigator. And she was very excited.
Okay, different type of detective work.
Yeah,
but
insurance.
Still,
but, you know,
still important.
It's a foot in. So
Yeah.
Pearl said that he gave her first detective case that involved an elaborate jewel thief. She was to shadow and follow Olga Rocco, which she did for about a week or so before the incident. He then needed her to take a photo of Olga using a type of X-ray camera. And that since he suspected her of hiding the jewels in her stockings, that the photo had to be of her legs and her bottom half.
Okay.
He then gave Pearl an X-ray camera that was disguised in this Christmas gift box. Yeah. And she actually did try to take a photo of it like a couple days before the incident, but it kind of just clicked. She pulled a wire and the wire didn't really do anything. Okay. So she gave it back to him and she was like, "This is faulty. Give me a new X-ray camera."
Okay.
She returned the camera to him and he told her he would have
X-ray
his camera guy. Yeah.
Wait 1 second. I'm just like nodding along.
Yeah.
X-ray camera.
X-ray
yes,
camera.
Totally a thing that exists.
For sure, especially in 1947.
Oh my goodness. Okay, sorry. I'm just like, yes, X-ray camera.
I love X-ray camera.
I love X-ray cameras. Okay, keep going.
She returned the camera to him and he told her that he would have his camera guy fix it and they would try it again. This time, on the morning of the incident, he met up with Pearl in a Brooklyn subway station to give her the new camera. Instead of a wire, like the old one had to pull, he said that it operated with a trigger through a hole in the Christmas paper. So off she went on a subway train to go find Mrs. Olga Rocco on her usual route to take her photo. She then told police that Olga was sitting in her subway car, and once they got off at Times Square station, she followed Olga, who was heading towards an exit going to 40th Street. She knelt down, aimed the camera to her legs, and pulled the trigger.
Oh my goodness.
But of course, instead of the shutter going off, a shotgun roared to life, and it flew her back with the recoil, and
wow.
She was not expecting it, obviously.
Oh my goodness. Yeah,
Can you
you're
imagine?
Just thinking it's a camera. And
Yeah.
you're just not even bracing yourself.
A shotgun.
I mean, personally, I don't brace myself to take pictures, even though the pictures I take
Maybe
are
you
straight
should.
heat.
Maybe you should. Good one.
Thanks.
Pearl rushed over after coming out of her shock and confused daze and apologized to Olga, saying, "I'm awfully sorry that I shot you."
Oh my goodness. This is so...
She felt really bad.
Oh my goodness. Oh my
my
goodness.
gosh,
I shot you. Wow.
One witness, James McNichols, came forward and said that he was walking near Olga when the shot went off and she fell to his feet as blood rushed from her leg.
Oh my goodness.
He said that Olga was shouting, "He got me this time. Now, if he wants me, he can take me. I'm a cripple anyways. I notified police and they are searching for him."
Okay, Olga.
Mm-hmm. She gave the tea real fast.
Yeah, it's just bleeding out. Just like,
Yeah.
"He got me this time, but..."
Yeah.
Wow.
"If you want me, take me." When they asked who had shot her, she said, "You fool. My husband shot me." Dun, dun, dun.
The twist.
The twist.
What?
She continued on as a tourniquet was applied to her leg, saying, "What happened to the police? I called them, but he was too smart for them."
Wow.
She was taken to Roosevelt Hospital and placed under surveillance because they thought someone was going to come and finish the job.
Yes.
And there was a possibility that she would lose her leg to save her life.
Goodness, this is crazy. Wow. Okay, so this guy, he really just went to the most extreme lengths to shoot his wife.
Yeah, but
and stage it and frame someone.
What I think happened too was that he didn't want to kill her, which is why he told her to take a picture of her legs.
Just send.
He just
a message?
wanted to injure her really badly. Yeah.
Wow.
I should have trigger warning this with some domestic
there you go
stuff. So
right.
Just so you know. Anyways, the police, after talking to Olga and clearing up this husband stuff, soon came to the realization that Alan LaRue, who had hired Pearl was actually Olga Rocco's husband, Alphonse Rocco.
Alphonse.
Who we will call Al, because I don't want to say Alphonse.
Al Rocco.
Rocco every single time. The police had already been searching for Al because of a November 1st incident that also involved Olga. Al Rocco was a son of immigrant parents who had separated, and he had spent his childhood in institutions and with his grandmother who just couldn't handle him. He held various jobs briefly, but he became a lone wolf, a floater, and men distrusted him, and he never had any close friends.
This guy reminds me of Kevin McAllister from Home Alone, but all grown up. Like the way... Like if Kevin McAllister had like actually gone through that stuff and had actually like fended off multiple like guys and kind of grew up through that trauma.
Okay.
And then built a contraption. Like the contraption he made out of a Christmas gift feels
you know what?
very
I was
Home
going to say
Alone.
hot take, but you're right. The Christmas gift thing is very Home Alone.
It feels very Home Alone.
That would never work.
Except for
but
the
it
blood
worked.
gushing. It's crazy.
Yeah. Okay. I see where you're going with that.
Yeah.
I'll give it to you.
Okay.
It has legs.
Thank you.
Girls always found him attractive, calling him a movie star, though he was always weird about women. In 1938, he was charged with larceny, having stolen 11 cars and falsely registering them, and he did serve like a year in jail for that.
Wow.
Al Rocco and Olga, whose maiden name was Chapani, met and were married quickly on May 14th, 1945 in the Brooklyn Marriage Chapel. He had moved in with her and her parents once they were married, and he was a bit sketchy about his work, where he would be gone for days at a time, and he would either return with lots of cash or sometimes like nothing at all, and then get mad at her for that. And it was a very sketchy situation. Yeah. He also had a lot of anger issues, obviously, and jealousy issues, and was very threatening to her and her family. So it didn't go well. She did not know when they were married that he had a police record and was a small-time car thief. And when she learned this, she decided to leave him only about like 6 months in. And she was able to get like an annulment of marriage, which is good. Okay. But he was not happy.
No.
He was not going down without a fight and basically refused to call it quits and became super vengeful. He would say things like, "You will never belong to another man. If I go to the chair for it, I'll kill you before I let it happen."
Oh my goodness.
Which is a full-on...
That's a full-on threat.
That's pretty bad.
I'm gonna kill you threat.
Yep.
Crazy.
He even kidnapped her a couple times after this with his gun, taking her into the city, and one time keeping her hostage for 3 days in a hotel room before she was able to escape, which is horrible.
That is horrible.
So horrible. She got to the point where she had to get her friends or family to escort her to work.
Wow. For
months as well, Al had been calling her home in Brooklyn, as well as her place of work at Croydon Hats Inc., which is at 42 West 39th Street, in case anyone wants to Google search
once
it.
Again, that is 42 West 39th Street.
Where she worked as a receptionist and would whisper threats to her and her family and coworkers. Only a few days earlier, he had called her work and told a coworker to deliver a message to Olga saying, "You better start praying."
My goodness.
So scary. This guy is so scary.
This is crazy.
So on November 1st, about 2 months before the incident, Olga was sitting with her family in her kitchen when a bullet entered the window and hit her in the leg.
What?
Isn't that nuts? She was taken to a hospital and spent several weeks recovering, but was walking with a limp because it really got to her.
This guy was obsessed with shooting her in the leg.
Just wanted to hurt her. Yeah, so sad.
What a loser.
Police obviously suspected her husband, and they had been on the hunt for him ever since and weren't able to find him. So the search for him now, after this incident ramped up, and a general alarm was broadcast for Al Rocco. It wasn't until a January 7th, 1947 headline reads, "Bullet finishes career of camera shooter." Alphonse Rocco dies on Catskill hideout, ending futile flight from New York City after unique shooting of former wife.
Okay.
But I'm going to go back and take you through the movements of how this all happened.
Yeah.
So after handing over the Christmas-wrapped gun to Pearl Lusk, he fled the city. Leaving the city, he headed towards the Catskill Mountain area to a place called Broome Center, which is about 200 kilometers away from Times Square. He showed up to a man's house named Frank Naish, who he had met during a previous hunting trips to the Catskill Mountains.
Catskill Mountains, where Gail Brophy found natural gas.
I'm glad you said that. I was actually going to bring that up.
Where Gail Brophy found natural gas on her property. Yay!
Shouts out Gail Brophy. And
shouts out Members Only Palm Beach.
Yeah, it's so brutal.
Horrible show. Everyone should watch it so we can talk to them about it.
Yeah, it's bad. Brandishing his 2 guns, Al took refuge at Frank's house, where he also stored the car he fled in and had stolen while still in Brooklyn. So he's a car thieving machine. He's just stealing cars left, right, and center.
That boy be thieving.
He's thieving. He spent around 30 hours or so there before finally forcing Frank to drive him to another family's home in Grand George, which is about a 20-minute drive away. They arrived at the Lewis family home and farm, which is another family that he met while hunting there. They also had a 2-year-old son named Richard, and he took refuge at their house, basically. The Lewis family said that he made no threats to them, but that he was also kind of showing off his guns to kind of freak them out.
Oh, so just like,
I'm going to stay here for a little bit,
just
guys.
like yawning, but with a gun and kind of waving it around a little bit.
Yeah. To both families, he also never talked about the reason he was on the run. He would only say things like, "They'll never get me alive."
That's
so mysterious.
This guy sucks, man.
He
like
sucks.
This guy is deplorable, and like and thinking he's the main character of a movie as well.
Yeah.
That's like one of my least favorite
I know.
like traits in like some of these people we cover.
Well, all the girls called him a movie star.
You're right. So they probably
went to
just
his
went
head.
to his head.
Yeah.
But he was like, they're never gonna take me alive, and he thinks he's gonna be in a final shootout. And
Yeah,
it's gonna
you
be
ain't no movie star.
ridiculous.
Yeah. It wasn't explicitly put in the newspapers at the time who had informed the detectives of Al's whereabouts, but it was later believed that Frank, after dropping him off to the Lewis farm, then called the cops to be like, "Hey, this guy's acting really strange. If you
Shout
want
out
to
Frank.
take a look." Yeah. It's then said that after Frank left, the family remained calm, offering him some ham sandwiches and tea. Very nice. Until he finally went and took from them a sleeping bag that a war veteran had once given Mr. Lewis, and then took off into the snow.
Oh.
However, you know what happens when you walk in the snow, right?
You get cold,
You leave footprints. And then you get cold.
and then you get cold. You get cold.
You get cold. Police on arrival were able to track him by following his footprints from the main house to where he was hiding out under an evergreen tree and under a full moon, which sounds very visually pleasant for a horrible person.
That he probably loved. It's like those memes that you see now of like my ideal spot to bleed out.
Yeah.
It's like under an evergreen tree
Under a full moon. It's beautiful.
That's the ideal
In the
place.
Catskill Mountains.
In the Catskill Mountains.
Moving in on him, 25 state police officers and detectives hid behind trees and ridges until they had him surrounded. They yelled, I can't do a New York accent. They yelled, "Come on out, Rocco. We've got you covered."
Come on out, Rocco. We got you covered.
There you go. That's when Al Rocco opened fire and fired off 4 shots from one of his guns. When things calmed down, they yelled at him again. Come on out, you skunk."
Come on out, you skunk.
But Al Rocco could not, in fact, come out as he was hit.
Come out with your hands up or we're going to keep shooting. But then he couldn't come out.
He couldn't come out. Yeah. He was dead.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. One bullet hit him right between the eyes, one piercing both cheeks, and others hitting him in the chest and stomach. He was dead. However, good news, the Lewis's 2-year-old son, Richard, slept through this whole ordeal.
Oh, thank
So
goodness. And we
don't
know
worry about
how
that.
hard it is to get a kid to sleep.
Oh, it's really hard.
And you just know those parents put their kid down and they're
Yeah.
like, please stay asleep. And they hear all this gunfire.
And they're like,
and
"Oh my
then,
gosh, please stay asleep.
oh, please stay asleep. Please stay asleep. Stay asleep.
Stay asleep."
And then they brag to all their friends. And that's why it's in the
That's why it's in the
newspaper. That's why we
newspapers.
know it now, is because the parents bragged. And you know, our son, he didn't
He slept
even.
right through
he
it.
slept right through it. I don't know. Must be the Catskills.
So that brings us to our January 12th headline. Camera gun girl goes free.
Makes perfect sense now.
Yeah. Pearl Lusk was given her freedom after a jury was convinced enough that she was innocent. She was an innocent dupe, they said, actually, in the whole ordeal, which, yeah. Some of the reporters asked her as she left if she was in love with Al Rocco, which was a huge theory running around, I guess, that she was a couple with him and that they planned it together. And no.
Now, I mean,
this girl
what
was
you kind of
just
laid out,
kinda
what
dumb.
has been laid out, this girl's kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? I fell for the X-ray camera bit for a moment.
You
there
did.
Too.
That's true.
I did.
Yeah.
So I can't blame her for.
So you could have been
thinking
this
X-ray
girl.
camera. I could have been Pearl Lusk.
I'm glad you're not.
Maybe I'm Pearl Lusk reincarnated.
That'd be sick.
Comment down below if you think that I am the
Pearl.
camera gun girl reincarnated.
The death of Rocco, of course, was a huge relief for his ex-wife, Olga.
I can imagine.
She was quoted saying, "Now I can get a good night's rest." So sad. So sad.
But yeah, I mean, okay.
But now, unfortunately, even though she did live, which is great,
Yeah.
she did get her left leg amputated right to the hip.
Ooh.
Yeah, high up, which sucks.
That's a big one.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a photo of her leaving the hospital, smiling though, while on crutches.
I mean, you gotta feel a little good because this guy was making your life hell.
Yeah.
You lost a leg. That's crazy.
Yeah. However, what also sucks is the extreme debt that her and her family were now in because of all the surgeries, and she had complications and the amputation. So she talked a lot about it to the reporters, which is really sad.
Shout out America.
Yeah. Olga ended up filing a $200,000 suit against the city of New York to compensate for her leg loss, claiming that they did not give her proper protection after she was first shot on November 1st.
Very fair.
It was later noted that they did help to escort her to and from work for a little while after the incident on November 1st, but that they did pull their escort too soon.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it was like days. I think I read it was like days before.
Dumb. Like if he's gonna shoot her again, he's gonna wait it out till the escort's got like.
But that case was thrown out, unfortunately.
Ugh.
I know. She also tried to sue the newspaper The New Yorker later in 1955 over a column about her for $25,000 in damages, but that also was dismissed, which I just think she needed money.
Oh,
this
come
poor girl.
on. Someone throw her a bone.
know.
New Yorker.
I know.
I know
Come on,
maybe
New York.
you're not the New Yorker that you are now.
But the city should have, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, that's my Christmas gift camera girl story.
Absolutely wild. We got our Christmas story. We were saying in the last episode that we'd probably come back to the new year with some crazy New Year's or Christmas hijinks.
And this was kind of both.
That was definitely both. That's a crazy story.
Yeah, it was.
All right, Kendra, my story today takes us somewhere neither of us have been so far. Not just a city or a country we haven't been to yet.
A continent.
A continent.
Saw that coming. A continent.
A continent. I'm talking cold. I'm talking snow. I'm talking penguins. I'm talking Antarctica.
Right.
I have finally found my Antarctic story.
Boy, you were looking for it?
I didn't know I wanted an Antarctic story until this episode.
That's beautiful.
I found the headline for this story in the Sunday News, a publication out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. We open on a frozen wasteland. Maybe I'll add in some music.
Sure.
We open on a frozen wasteland of Antarctica as a cold, snowy blizzard overtakes the landscape. In the middle of the blizzard flies George I, a U.S. Navy patrol plane. It's December 30th, and George I is on its second flight in Antarctic air.
Ooh.
Aboard the seaplane were 9 Navy crewmen, all of them volunteering for this specific flight. A radar had come in warning about the bad weather, so this flight was to be grounded unless they found the necessary volunteers to move it forward.
Okay.
Naturally, these being young, brave men
Studs.
eager to, a couple of studs eager to prove their bravery and rearing to go, the quote is, they found the proper crew and they set out on their flight. The crew included the captain of the USS Pine Island, Henry Caldwell. Pine Island was a seaplane tender. It carried seaplanes and would drop them into the water so they could take off.
Cute.
It was a big ship, carried lots of seaplanes.
I think seaplanes are really, really cute.
They are cute. And these ones are big seaplanes. Like, they're not just the little ones. These are large seaplanes.
Okay, even cuter.
George I was now 3 hours into its flight and just starting to fly over the coast of Antarctica. The storm had picked up drastically. They were essentially flying blind.
Scary.
Frenchie, the pilot, made the decision to turn around. He was like, and he didn't have a French accent, but he's like, there's no way I can fly in this.
Well, now he does.
He has a French accent for the purposes of this story.
Yes.
The plane's altimeter was reading that they were about 300 meters above sea level. However, this instrument was being fooled because of all the ice and snow that was above the ground.
No.
So the ground was very quickly rising to meet the plane.
Wait, so the radar wasn't picking up the snow?
No, it wasn't. It was only picking up the ground.
Oh.
So it monitors sea level, and the sea level hadn't really
interesting.
changed, but the amount of snow on the coast had. And they were basically flying straight towards a mountain.
Ugh, scary. Okay.
Before Frenchie could turn the plane around, the crew felt a slight bump. They had just scraped the bottom of a mountain with their plane. Immediately, fuel began leaking from the bottom of the plane, which was ignited by the exhaust, causing a massive explosion.
Fireball. Oh, no.
Which hurled the
It's my
plane
biggest
downwards,
fear.
crashing onto the ice.
My biggest fear.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Yep.
The George I was down. You and our listeners may be asking yourselves,
Why was the U.S. Navy in Antarctica?
thank you. Years after World War II, the U.S. Navy mounted a mission to take Antarctica. Formerly, it was classified as moving training exercises from the North to the South Pole, but privately, it was to establish a land claim.
Of course they would, anyways.
Yeah. The U.S. basically wanted to take over Antarctica.
What else do they want?
They wanted the penguins.
Everything. Penguins.
The penguins will be ours. They actually had 13 ships, 23 aircraft, and 4,700 men.
Wow.
So it was a massive operation. It was not small. It was called Operation High Jump.
They couldn't think of anything else. Cold related.
Operation
Frozen to death.
Cold Toes.
Cold toes. Little nippy.
Little nippy toes.
Nippy toes.
Back to George I. The plane was scattered across the landscape. The men were also thrown across the ice. Unfortunately, 2 of the 9 crew members died on impact. Oh. Their names were Henderson and Lopez.
Oh.
The remaining crewmen were Ralph Frenchy LeBlanc. So, Ralph Frenchy LeBlanc.
Okay.
Jim Robbie Robbins, Captain Henry Caldwell, Bill Kearns, Bill Warr, Owen Mac McCarthy, and Fred Williams. I'm just listing all their names.
Yeah.
Just right up at the top here, but I'll refer to them as like a group most of the
Okay,
time. I just felt like they needed their names said.
Also, I'm realizing back in the day, everyone had like such a cool nickname.
Especially
like, no
like
one
if
goes
you were
by
in the Navy
like
or something like that.
Like no one goes by Owen Mac McCarthy. Like Mac.
They just call him Mac.
Or
I guess
Frenchie. I guess it happens.
Happens
but
in hockey locker rooms.
Not enough to like put it in their name when you're talking about them, I guess.
Yeah, it's true. It's like, oh, this over here, he's Owen Mac McCarthy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm Jim Robbie Robbins.
Yeah, bring it back.
Bring back fun middle name nicknames.
Yeah.
The scene was madness. The men were getting up from different areas, all completely dazed. Parts of the plane were on fire. All of them thought they were the only ones alive until they gradually like saw each other moving. So like you get up and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm alone in Antarctica, and you're like concussed because you just were flown like out of the plane. You flew out.
You're
of
probably
the plane.
confused why you're even alive, and then you look around. There's other people alive. Mm-hmm. That's insane.
Mm-hmm. They heard cries coming from inside the plane. Frenchie was still buckled in as the fire blazed around him.
No. Sorry.
That's so funny. They raced back into the burning plane, dragging Frenchie out in the snow. Knowing how bad it would be for him to be outside, they located a sleeping bag and put him inside.
Oh.
The plane's tunnel section was not on fire and had been separated from the rest of the debris. It was large enough for all of them to fit inside, so they found a parachute and attached it to the end to block the wind from getting in. These men acted fast.
Yeah. I would just be sitting there.
And it was...
my head in my lap.
After the fact, it was like commented on like their survival skills and their survival training kicked in incredibly fast.
I guess also adrenaline is just like, do this, do that.
Yeah. After moving Frenchie into the makeshift shelter, the men heard moaning coming from a little ways away. Upon investigating, they found Fred Williams, whose back was broken. In a moment of quick thinking, they created a makeshift tent around him to block the wind and snow.
Incredible.
Williams,
what is it?
Yeah.
Incroyable.
Williams was alert and able to communicate. The men gave him a blanket and said they'd be within earshot if he needed anything to just holler, basically.
Yeah.
I've had a great sketch of the crash site that we'll post on our Instagram. It's got every part of the plane that's on it and like where everyone was situated when the crash went down.
Okay.
The men managed to find extra sleeping bags and proceeded to hunker down and start to wait out the storm. A couple hours later, Jim Robbie Robbins went out to check on Williams and found that he had passed away.
Oh, sad.
Officially left 6 men alive, with one of them, Frenchie, fighting for his life with serious burns, frostbite, and dehydration.
Wow, I can't believe you're making fun of him.
Okay, one thing I will say to our listeners about Frenchie is that he was always said by everyone to have an incredible sense of humor. Like he was the one to be making those types of jokes.
Okay, then carry on.
So we're going to carry on. You're allowed to say, from here on out, you're allowed to say things in a French accent if they're funny, because he was part of the reason, even though his burns and his frostbite were so horrible, it was like melting his lips together. He was literally still talking out of the side of his mouth, making quips to the rest of the guys.
I love this guy.
Yeah.
Marry me.
Oui. The storm lasted for another 3 days. White out. Wet out, overcast conditions at
Sounds so
minus
sick,
20
dude.
degrees. Throughout the days, they managed to find food rations, a gas stove, and a couple of pressure cookers. Robbie became the cook for the group, often making a dish called pemmican stew, which consisted of pemmican, which is a flavorless ration that just contains nutrients and apparently tastes horrible, as well as steak, salt, pepper, and water. They also found some peanut butter and made peanut butter and snow sundaes.
Ooh la la.
Frenchie was on a buttermilk diet. He was unable to open his mouth to eat due to his burns and the frostbite. He would
I
talk
hope
out
he
of
was
the
like
side of his
numb.
mouth.
Sorry. I hope he was like super numb the whole time.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sure.
He was in incredible pain, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Despite all this, he was actually in good spirits and still trying to crack jokes.
Love that.
On day 4, the weather lifted and the men were able to examine their location. At first glance, it was beautiful, a snow-covered, expansive tundra. But as their eyes adjusted, they started to get headaches from the harsh, bright sunlight. It was just reflecting off of everything, and they just started like getting like burns. And just
Oh,
kind
that
of like,
sucks.
Yeah.
I wish it was under an evergreen tree in the moonlight.
They probably wished that as well.
It's rough.
Using their time wisely, they buried their dead with metal objects so they could potentially be picked up by future magnetometers. Day 5, they started to run out of their steak, so Robbie rooted around trying to find more food and came across Lopez's, one of the men who passed away, camera. He was a photographer. He took a bunch of photos of the crash site and put it in his sleeping bag so he wouldn't forget it in the event of a rescue.
Yeah.
They found a life craft and set it up with octane gas on it so they could set it on fire if a plane were flying nearby or something like that. So they were prepared.
Yeah, they were doing really well.
They were setting themselves up, and this was day 7 now. On day 7, Frenchie woke up and said he heard a plane in the distance. Everybody listened and waited with bated breath, but they couldn't hear anything. Maybe Frenchie had just been dreaming of being rescued, as had the rest of them.
Sad.
The next few days came and went with no action. The blizzard returned, which really increased the amount of despair in the group. Like, you wouldn't have been able
Morale
to,
is
like, they can't
low.
find us. It's whiteout conditions. It took them 3 hours to even get to the coast. Because the water was so horrible, the seaplane could not, like, or the tender, the USS Pine Island, couldn't tender close to the coast.
Like what? Yeah. What are they supposed to do, really?
They had, so all these, if there were rescue planes out, they would have to fly 3 hours to the coast and then fly around in zigzag patterns to try and find them. And they're
So sad.
literally like a little needle in a haystack.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. During one of the lighter periods, Robbie found some yellow paint and painted a message on the wing in case someone did fly overhead and they weren't able to get outside to flag them down. He painted Lopez, Henderson, and Williams dead. Cut 2, exterior, plane crash site, day. The bright sun shines down upon the crash site. I picture big, bold text on the screen that reads, Day 13.
13.
13 days.
This is so rough.
In Antarctica with freezing cold, minus 20. They're
No
They're
food.
sitting in a metal tunnel of like, which is basically the tail of the plane. Essentially, they're all huddled together in that with a parachute up. Plane, plane, plane! Someone yelled as the men scrambled out of the shelter. The noise of the engine was fading to the distance as the plane got further from them. Robbie scrambled to the raft and doused it with octane gas, soaked a rag, and ignited the match. The gas caught fire in a large whoosh that caught Robbie off guard. He said later it felt like an explosion just went off in his face.
Yeah, it seems like they rushed to do it, so I'm sure
it's like
it was.
if you like set
kind
off like you have like a fire, you're going camping, you put a bunch of
Yeah.
lighter fluid on it. It's
Yeah.
just going to go.
And you're doing it really fast.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The men cheered as black smoke poured into the sky. The plane continued into the distance and became a speck on the horizon, when suddenly it turned.
Yes. Wee, 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 wee.
The plane started becoming larger and larger. The crew of the George I had been found.
Amazing.
Little did they know how grueling the road ahead would be.
It's never easy.
The rescue plane zoomed overhead as the men cheered. There's an incredible photo of the men waving at the plane when they took while flying over.
I'm sure they were so happy. I can't even imagine.
Like they were just like, we're gonna die out here.
Insane.
The rescue plane dropped them a weighted note which read, "If you can make it to the lake, form a circle. If not, form a straight line."
Interesting.
The lake in question was a large ice-free area with enough space for the plane to land. These were seaplanes.
Oh, right, yes.
They could not land on land. They're seaplanes.
They're seaplanes.
They were for water. The water was about 10 miles away and would require a hike from their camp to meet up with the plane. The men, knowing they had no other choices, formed a circle, ready to brave the elements and complete their own rescue.
So the water was 10 miles away. Could they see it? Do you
the
think?
lake. So they were kind of high up on.
Oh, so they can kind of see it.
They were high up on a mountain, so they had a vantage point. They knew where the lake was.
Oh, okay.
And I believe the note they dropped down to them might have had like a small map of sorts. Like you're just over this edge. But they hit a mountain, right?
Yeah.
And they were in a upper mountain range kind of thing.
Okay, I picture it.
The men immediately sprang into action, fashioning a sled from an old emergency equipment to tow Frenchie with, right? Frenchie can't move.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So they have to put Frenchie on this sled.
Poor Frenchie.
Yeah. They made a bed by placing 3 sleeping bags down. Frenchie said he was quite comfortable.
Good.
And they packed a couple other essentials around Frenchie and set off. Since they were up on a mountain, this meant for some of them, the first half of their journey was riding a makeshift sled down a mountain.
I won't say fun, but
Okay, well, I have a quote from Robbie here.
okay.
The first part of the trip was quite enjoyable for me. It was all downhill. I was riding the runners and steering the sled by digging my heels into the snow. Right heel for right turn and left for left. And needless to say, the experience was totally new to me and quite exhilarating. I know it was rough on Frenchie, but he kept assuring me he was fine.
He's a trooper. Frenchie's a trooper.
Frenchie's honestly...
Frenchie was probably also having fun in the sled.
Later described Frenchie as the most brave man that some of these guys had ever met.
Wow.
After that, though, the path towards the lake was rough, often hiking through chest-deep snow. Along the way, the plane dropped supplies to them to mark the path, and they took photos of them. In these pictures, you can really see how isolated they are and how in the middle of nowhere they are. They are small little specks in this photo, and you can see them pulling a sled, and they're really so small, just the small figure of men, like a vast white expanse.
Can't wait to see these photos.
It took the men 12 hours to get to the lake. 12
so
hours.
That's so long.
After being like...
But I'm sure part of them were like...
This is it.
They know where we are.
This
is the biggest...
Yes, we have to do this.
Obstacle is getting people to know where you are.
We just have to get to the lake.
Yeah.
As they got to the lake, a dense fog rolled in. They kept trudging ahead, but they weren't really quite sure where they were heading. No. The fog rolled back, like almost... It was described as almost like immediately the fog rolled back to reveal a 20-meter high cliff.
What is happening
At
here?
the bottom, they could see the lake. As they scouted for a way to get down, the fog rolled back even further, revealing legitimately a perfect path for them.
Oh, good. Okay, finally.
Like
something goes their way.
Exactly, right? And they navigated it with ease.
Good.
It was like apparently the same size as the sled, like almost perfect.
Hilarious.
As they got down to the bottom, they were looking out at the water, the lake that they had been journeying towards for 12 hours. Out of the fog came a life raft, which had come to take them back to the seaplane.
Oh, I'm so happy for them.
The men of George I's perilous journey had come to an end.
Finally. After, 13, 14 days?
It was 13 days.
13 days.
Yep. So they were gone on December 30th, and then on January 11th, they were found, and January 12th is when I saw the
article. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Wow.
And remember that camera that Robbie had snapped a bunch of pictures with?
Yes.
He forgot it.
No.
Yeah. It's presumably still with his
Still
sleeping
there?
bag in the in the tunnel of the plane.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Those photos
I'm sure that hurt after he, got some rest and stuff.
And those
realized.
men, the men that died were also like the first casualties on Antarctica that are like known.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So sad. Oh, those would have been great to have.
Yeah. And the crash site's now buried beneath like
so much snow,
50 feet of snow and ice, like from the years, like probably
I'm sure
way
eventually
more than
someone could dig it
that.
up.
I mean, the world's melting, right?
The world's melting. We're
Not
all...
to put a damper on this podcast, but the world's melting.
Don't forget, world's melting.
So my favorite part of the story, even though a lot of it's great, but a really fun tidbit that came at the end was when the men were greeting their rescuers, they were interrupted by a wild squawk, and a 4-foot-tall emperor penguin came sliding towards them and stopped right in front of them.
Cute.
The men had never seen penguins this big, and presumably the penguins had never seen humans before.
Of course. They're like, what are these creatures?
So the penguin calls its buddy, goes squawk, and then suddenly 2 other penguins stood up in front of them.
Oh, cute.
Like they just all came by.
Oh,
And the
penguins are the
captain
cutest.
to Robbie, this was so funny. The captain to Robbie told him to grab one and he'd let him keep it aboard the ship for a couple days.
What? You just
You know,
stole
so
a
they're just
penguin?
like, oh man, I can't believe we got here. And he's like, hey, go grab one
Grab
of
that
those
penguin.
penguins. Like that's still the
That's kind of
that
kinda
still
crazy.
shows the spirits they were in. Is like they're not
Yeah,
like just get us
totally.
off this. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, grab that penguin.
poor penguin.
I'll read Robbie's account of this moment
Okay.
because a lot of this comes from Robbie's account of this, and it was incredibly detailed
Yeah.
and very amazing. Noticing I was still coming towards him, within reaching distance now, this is the penguin.
Yeah.
He let loose with a very loud, annoyed, and totally irritated sounding screech. He stretched his little flipper, a penguin's wing, out as if to fend me off, and I grabbed it. He promptly clamped down on my hand with his large, strong beak. Believe me, I am very grateful for the fact that it was not lined with teeth. His bluff worked. I released him immediately. The guys laughed uproariously, but I'm confident they agreed with my decision to withdraw.
The penguin probably like after
like,
this ordeal, being like, "What the heck?" He had to go
never
tell
going
his
near humans
buddies,
again.
"These people are evil, brutal."
Anyways, the men were rescued and Frenchie recovered. He was
Oh,
one of
good.
the first people to ever get a skin graft.
Oh wow, that's a
Yeah.
huge fun fact.
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
They did have to amputate his legs, but he was able to walk again with prosthetics, and all the while he was still in great spirits.
That's great for him.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm glad he lived. It's crazy that he even lived.
Yeah,
Really.
it's insane that Frenchie lived, survived the sled, survived being pulled. Like,
Yeah.
he was on a strictly buttermilk diet, right? He had
Yeah.
eaten solids.
That's nuts.
The rest of the men as well seemed to live long, happy lives.
All right, good
And
ending for them.
Yeah, honestly,
Well,
a
some of them.
happy ending for
Happy
the men
ending.
that
Yes.
survived.
Yeah, it
Yes.
could have been way worse. And
Yes.
the fact that they were just kind of sitting there waiting for their deaths when this plane came. So it's very great. It's
And
awesome.
remember how Frenchie had heard a plane?
Yeah,
that
in
one
his
time.
dream.
He had actually heard a plane.
Oh, one was
And it was
there at
just,
that time?
Yes, it was doing one of its zigzag formations and it had to turn back because of the weather. So it was so close to them that first time. I think it was back on like day 6 or 5
Okay.
or 6. But yeah, he actually did hear a plane on that day.
nuts. Mm-hmm. That's nuts. And that's 2 amputations in one episode. I
Wow,
do
we are on
realize.
fire. And now it's time for
Extra
extras.
Extra, read all about it. Blake and Kendra got a couple little fun little tidbits they found while researching their stories that they want to share with you.
Okay, so for my first extra, the headline reads, "Wedding put off when man slugs his bride-to-be."
Jeez.
Yeah, there's a theme also for this episode. Still wearing her wedding corsage, 23-year-old Cherry Botter appeared in municipal court Saturday to describe a battle with her fiancé that broke up their bridal procession. She and John W. Buke, 30, both of Three Oaks, Michigan, were nearing the steps of the county courthouse here Friday to be married, she said, when they began arguing whether to postpone the wedding one day.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Who started that?
I don't know. Suddenly, according to Miss Botter, Buke ended the discussion with a right to her mouth. The
Jeez.
bride-to-be marched to the sheriff's office. Judge Webster Sterling fined Buke $10 and
$10
and $14 in costs on the assault and battery charge after he pleaded guilty. The county clerk, Don Pierce, is still holding the marriage license.
So they're like, so do you guys still want to get married? Who?
Yeah, I don't
That's crazy.
do that.
Don't do
people.
that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
All right, my first extra. Second story man loots bowling alley. Sorry, am I boring you? Kendra's
It's
just
late.
over here yawning like big ol'. I just told you about a second story man who looted a bowling alley.
Why is he on the second story?
An athletic burglar
Oh, okay.
who entered a second story window at Gady Bowling Alley at 105 South Golden Avenue, obtained $6 in change and cigars and tools valued at $16, police said yesterday. William Goodwin of 704 Pilgrim Avenue, the owner, told police entry was made from a sidewalk near the building. The thief apparently scaled up the side of the building by stepping on the 2 window ledges. 2 pinball machines were also damaged by the intruder.
Not the pinball
Not
machine.
the pinball machine.
Not the 2 pinball machines.
Both pinball machines and my tools to fix the
second-
pinball machines.
What is it? The second floor man.
The second
Destroyed
story
my
man.
pinball. Second story man.
Second story man. Back at it again.
Well, I mean, he put the work in, so
Yeah, 2 stories. You're allowed
he
to take
deserves
some
his
tools.
$17 that he took. Is that what he said?
$6.
$6. Sorry.
$6 and in change and cigars. And then $16 worth of tools.
He's just having a good time.
Just gonna steal some tools.
Need my
Just hop,
tools.
skip, and a jump.
All right, my second one. They couldn't even find Bing. Okay, wait. They couldn't even find Bing.
No.
Runaway kids found seeking movie fame.
Oh, that's hilarious.
The youngsters who ran away from home to get their small sister in the movies came to the end of their trail today without even seeing Bing Crosby. Gloria Priest, 15, her brother Nicholas, 9, and 5-year-old Francine, the was-to-be movie star, were found last night in Hollywood bus depot. They had been missing from their San Francisco home since Wednesday. Their mother, Mrs. Celia Priest, was flying there to meet them. Gloria, the leader of the expedition, said that they came to Hollywood to see Crosby and ask him to sponsor their child star.
Their little, was it their little sister?
Their little sister.
This is so cute.
I know. I knew he could get Francine into pictures, she said, but I just haven't found him yet.
This is adorable.
It's really cute.
Except they
But they ran away, but yeah, it's very
adorable. The most adorable reason
Yeah.
to run away is to go be a Hollywood star.
Yeah. Gloria, described by her mother as a good talker, said she registered at a Hollywood hotel Thursday night as Mrs. Taylor and children. As Mrs. Taylor and children is what they
That's
wrote
hilarious.
down.
This
Then-
is a Home Alone Lost in New York.
Yeah, kind of. Then the 3 of them went to dinner at the Brown Derby, haunt of the movie stars. They didn't find Crosby there. She told friends before leaving San Francisco that she had Crosby's private telephone number, but the Crooners Associates. Crooners? Is that a derogatory?
So no, all I know about crooners is from a Tim Robinson sketch where he like paints a cigar on his car window and a little fedora top hat, and he pretends like he's like smoking a cigar.
Oh, okay. So that's like a persona
Yeah, I think so.
of a crooner?
Yeah.
Okay. But the Crooners Associates said that if she hadn't used it. A printer, Sidney Molliver, made friends with the children at the bus depot and learned their names. He took them into his motel apartment while waiting for their mother. Gloria, who often said that Francine ought to be in the pictures,
She just loves her little sister.
Yeah, I know. Saved $40 for the trip and took a Greyhound bus to Hollywood with her sister. She had to let Nicholas in on the plan because she couldn't leave him home alone while their mother was working.
Because he was snitch.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, like 15-year-olds.
Yeah, there's a photo of them also in the paper. That's really funny.
I wonder if they ever
with her
met
and her
Bing.
little sister.
I wonder if they ever ended up meeting Bing
I
after
hope
this.
so. Maybe I'll do some follow
They
up.
couldn't even find Bing.
So funny.
That's
I laughed
great.
hard when I read that one.
So for my other extra, I also have a missing child.
Oh, we're in sync on this.
Shout out
Episode.
Harold Apple.
Oh my gosh, I remember that.
It's full circle.
Full circle.
Full circle.
Mr. Baby Apple.
Mr. Baby Apple. Boy, 12, is missing again. Harold Apple, 12, located by city police several hours after he was reported missing from his home at Pekia
Sure.
Thursday, and was again reported missing by his family Saturday afternoon. State and city police are searching for him. Hilarious.
Did they find
right?
him?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was like, is that
So
the
I
end?
had to do a little follow up because I was like, oh, I wonder if they ever found this Harold Apple kid.
Okay, good.
So it's pretty easy to search newspapers
Harold Apple.
for a name Harold Apple.
Totally.
Runaway boy 12 had stolen check.
No.
This is a couple days later. This is 10 days later. Harold Apple, 12, Merrickville. They said he's from a different place now. Picked up by city police as a runaway suspect earlier today. So he was gone for like 10 days.
Oh, a long time.
Yeah. Is being held for questioning by the U.S. Postal Authorities after police found a $5 check which had been stolen from a mailbox near Ingleside in his possession. It was the second time within the last 2 weeks that the boy had run away from home. Police said arrangements were being made to have him committed to an institution.
No, I think he's smart.
Yeah.
He's learning how to make money.
He learned how to make money. Yeah, by running away
By thieving.
by running away from home and stealing it. But so with a name like Harold Apple, I had to do a little check in and see
Yeah.
if he was committed to an institution or something. Because I was like, oh, he's just a 12-year-old that ran away and stole some
Yeah,
money.
like he doesn't need to go to institution. He's learning some lessons.
So we got polio.
He got polio? Did he die?
No, he didn't die. I know, I'm laughing here.
Yeah, why are you laughing about polio?
Because it's just like so abrupt. Like he got polio.
He got polio.
And then the following year, he got second place in a poster contest.
Oh, so you have his whole life documented here.
That was put on by the state.
In a what contest?
A poster contest.
Oh, so
the
he's an artiste.
State put on they were for like driving posters. It was like Arrive Alive type stuff.
Oh, okay.
And they like would go to schools and be like, hey, design us a poster. And he got second place out of his age group.
Beautiful. See,
Yeah.
they always turn around. You don't have to stick him in an institution.
He won some money for that.
Just give him some love.
He won some money for that.
Oh, that's amazing.
And then there was
He's learning to make money.
yeah, so he actually like and other stuff that I found on Harold Apple was they used to publish what class you were in at your school. They'd be like Mrs. Wright, like
dangerous. They
Mrs.
knew where
Wright's
you-
class,
they
and then
knew
it would
where
list
you-
all the kids that were in her class at which school.
They knew where you lived. They knew where you went to school.
Yeah.
People in the newspapers could follow you around
Yeah,
back then. Anyways,
the Harold Apple Trail runs cold.
sad. Do better. Do better next time.
That is our episode for today.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Ghosts of the Gazette, where we will be posting photos and clippings from today's episode.
And subscribe to us on YouTube at
Ghosts of the Gazette. You can also follow us and support us on TikTok.
We're trying to get those TikTok views up.
TikTok. Next Monday, we'll be heading down to 1929.
And to the roaring 20s.
Roaring 20s. Let us know in the comments if you think we should just all head on down to Hollywood and get ourselves in the pictures.
Getting ourselves in the pictures. Hopefully we can find Bing.
Bing.
We're just trying to find Bing.
I just want to see my boy Bing.
Can we also talk about the fact that she might have gotten his phone number and didn't use it?
She's a liar.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You can also email us at ghostofthegazette@gmail.com.
Thank you again for stepping back in time with us, and thank you for listening.
Until next week. Bye.
Bye.
Ghosts of the Gazette is written, produced, and haunted by Blake Garbe and Kendra Clark. Original theme by Kelly Steinhoff.